Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielik. I'm the host and Alton Brown of the group, and joining me this week, as always, is
Friend of the show, Ben Montoya.
Ian Davis, the Henry Shrapnel of the show.
And Evan Aubrey.
To shreds, you say?
yes. All right, Evan, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking the Severed Lime Liquid Death.
Oh.
Does it taste like lime?
It does. It's lime and a little bit of orange.
Nice. Okay.
Does orange bring out the lime flavor?
That's what I assume. It's like the
lime.
last ingredient in this. So I think it's just like that extra little zing.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
Ian, are you drinking anything?
I'm out of. I had some friends over the other night, and they cleaned me out of all my
no.
bubbly. So I have a glass of still water and some tea that is also not bubbly.
Wow.
Carbonated tea. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, that's like Aha makes a black tea mango.
But it's hot.
But it's
pretty good.
hot. But it's hot.
Oh.
You pour it.
Hot carbonated tea?
Yeah.
I will get one and boil it and come back to you.
Does it? Okay, so if you took a carbonated beverage hypothetically and boiled it, would that take the bubbles out?
I think it does.
I mean,
Could
I don't
you?
know. No chemist, but
What if we took hot tea and put it through a soda fountain? Certainly that
Right.
wouldn't break anything.
Oh, yes.
yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so I guess that would make sense. Sometimes you like to do like an iced tea situation. I'll brew it hot
Mhm.
and then put it in the fridge, and then the next day or something it's cold.
Yes.
But it has that concentrated,
Tea experience.
and then you could put that in like a soda stream. That'd be good for sure.
Could we get
All right.
heat-resistant bubbles?
Can we get them?
Science, get on that.
Yes. Ian, before he goes to sleep, isn't like, "Don't kill me, got it," in the middle of the night, but instead he's like, "God, please give me heat-resistant bubbles. This is all I need." Ben, you have some tea. What kind of tea is it?
I'm also drinking some tea. It is English breakfast tea.
Caffeine at 8:30 at night.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Jeremy and I went on a laborious hike today, so I'm feeling a little bit low energy. I'm hoping to ratchet it up right now.
I would call this hike moderate.
But it was in snow, so it felt more strenuous, Also, like we've discussed in this podcast before, Jeremy's pace is like,
Oh, yeah.
like there's a fucking train to catch or something. Jesus Christ. It's like,
Gotta keep up.
not only is there like a couple inches of snow that we have to deal with, but this fucking speed racer over here trying
Were
to
you
get that
snowshoeing or
gold
what
medal
was-
at the end of the trail.
No, we just were wearing boots with micro spikes on them.
Yeah.
But you're still walking in snow, which is, well, it takes a lot out of you.
It does.
I don't know how Frosty does it.
Well,
How does
doesn't
he
have
do
feet.
it?
Yes.
Yeah, he's got that big ball on the bottom that you can just roll on.
I was thinking about
So
this
do
the
you
other
think
day.
it's like a trackball that he moves along?
Exactly like that.
Yes, I love that. I love that. But I was thinking about this the other day. Like if I was an enchanted snowman,
Mhm.
I would simply not let children lead me to places where I would melt. You know what I mean? Like I just wouldn't.
Not falling for that.
But would you lead your child because you died and in a car accident, and then your soul possessed a snowman?
Mhm.
Would you help your child with homework?
Yes, I think I would.
Okay.
Especially if I played the saxophone.
Yes.
Hmm.
So that's a reference to the hit movie Jack Frost starring Michael Keaton, where Michael Keaton is a bad saxophone dad and he doesn't pay attention to his family and he dies in a car accident and then his soul gets put in a snowman that has to take care of his son. So, Ian, you are a jazz musician, so this is a possible future for you.
I think if it was, I would. Well, either one of two things would happen. One, I'd just immediately go in the sun, like
Oh,
Like
okay.
an
Get this-
end me now kind of
a
situation.
sweet kiss of death. Yeah. Or two, I would do the opposite, and I would beeline it to the North Pole
Mhm.
and just live eternally.
right. Like a fugitive from the law.
Yeah.
Just trying to make it to the North Pole.
I would take different sections off and roll them so I could become bigger and stronger.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a very good like
Snowman
snowman's
hack.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Snowman.
replace my stick arms for guns.
Fuck
Oh.
yes.
Much like this week's Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, so do you think a magical snowman, if you just stab more things into them, it becomes a part of them?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
You could do like multiple tree branches. You
Yes.
could do like a snowman spider
Man.
situation where you have like multiple like limbs that kind of
Mm.
along.
Mm.
That would get you to the North Pole pretty fast, I think.
yeah, that would be pretty good. Or like if you got like two like kind of like Lincoln Log style like pinwheels on sticks and you stuck them in the sides of me.
Yeah.
Like I'd have wheels. I'd love to see like a something akin to Violent Night, but it's Frosty the Snowman who has to save the little girl. And it's like, like someone sticks like a knife in his side, but then suddenly he can control the knife.
Yeah.
But then someone like punches into him and suddenly he has control over that guy's body. Like,
oh, so well, yeah.
So like
yeah.
The Last of Us.
Yeah. Yeah. You're an evil fungus that inhabits people. Well, before we move on from beverage discussions, I think we need to talk about this week the end of a beloved soft drink. Rest in peace, Sierra Mist,
Right. Okay,
who
yeah.
died to bring us a new drink, new beverage, Starry.
Star-
Oh wait, did
We're
you
all
find some?
starry-eyed.
Is it in
I-
stores yet?
I didn't see any when I was out at the supermarket this week. But how do you guys feel about this transition from Sierra Mist to Starry as the competitive lemon lime beverage to Sprite?
I honestly don't. What are they after here? Like, I don't think changing the name it's also like a subpar name. Like, I thought
Starry.
Sierra Mist was a little more like like refreshing. Like
It's bringing
like-
the mountain breeze is
when I hear
whipping my
Sierra
hair.
Mist, yeah, I think of misty lemon lime in my face, and like Starry, I'm just kind of like, okay,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
space.
Doesn't
There's
do
no-
anything for me.
There's no lemons and or limes in space. What are
Yeah.
they trying to go after here?
Right.
they should have like I don't know, when I think of Sprite, I think of like sprites, right? Like the little fairy guys.
Mm.
So
Okay.
they should have called like theirs like I don't know, fairy
Pixie.
killer.
Oh,
Ooh.
sorry.
I mean,
Yes.
if anything, Liquid Death is doing it right. They've got
Yeah.
the pun in there, like severed lime, like severed limb.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like
There's-
that's what the kids want is good puns.
right.
Well, I was thinking, as you know, a sprite is an image generated by a computer. So I was
8-bit
thinking,
can.
yeah. So maybe I was thinking the competitor could be like a vector or a
Ooh.
polygon.
Honestly, a
Thumbnail.
soft
Yes.
drink named Vector is pretty good.
That
Clip
sounds
art.
like an energy drink, probably.
It kind of does
Yes.
actually.
Because it has direction and
Yeah.
speed.
Or how about this voxel?
Ooh,
Voxel.
Hmm.
What is that?
No.
it's like a
Okay.
3D cube.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of into it. I feel like maybe the issue is like they needed to stick with like a lemon and lime like color aesthetic too,
Mhm.
and they were like, what else is yellow? Stars. Starry.
Stars aren't green though. I guess they could be.
The
But, like,
beautiful
I feel like
green
some-
night sky.
Yeah.
Like someone could maybe push this a little further and go for a different color scheme, even though if it's still like lemon lime flavored. Like maybe you could go for like a ice blue kind of aesthetic, but it's still lemon lime, you know.
Is the recipe the same? Did they really just rebrand, or is it a different
Hmm.
beverage?
I think it's a different drink, but it's the same concept, which is lemon lime soda.
Yeah.
How much could you really tweak lemon and lime?
Well, the ratio.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. How
What
much
if
more
what if
lemon
they're
is
like,
it to
God
lime?
damn it, there's too much lemon in this drink. We need more lime. Is Sprite 50% lemon, 50% lime? Is
Must
that
be.
how that works?
Probably.
It can't be. No, it can't be.
What?
They have their own secret special recipe, you know?
What do you mean it can't be?
It can't be.
Impossible.
I feel like I think it's more lemon than it is lime, if I'm going to be honest with you. You
So
know,
then-
I think
so
the lemon
Starry really
lime
should-
like combination is a little misleading.
Okay.
You know.
What if we rename Starry to lime, but it's spelled Lyme?
Oh, like the
Ooh.
disease?
Yeah.
Well, the fun thing about Lyme disease is once you get it, you can't get rid of it. So
That is the fun thing about it.
so that's like our new
They
beverage.
could hold they could hold a sweepstakes, which is like Lime for life, and then
Yes.
you just get.
Well, you see, they spread their advertising through like ticks, and the ticks bite people, and then it
Oh.
gives the Lime logo on your back. It starts
Yeah,
to develop.
I don't like this one. I'm gonna go say that. I don't like it.
What if all the advertisement was through TikTok?
Mm.
Do you think that's how bugs communicate with TikTok?
There it is.
Moving on.
I'm gonna back up. I am gonna back up Starry after thinking about it. It's kind of ethereal. It's a little otherworldly. There's
Like
a little
lemons and
mystique
limes?
there,
Uh-huh.
just like lemons and limes. I think I'm gonna try it after this. You guys talked me into it.
I mean,
Alright.
if you can find it
I
in the
mean-
store, I'll definitely try it.
I think we'll definitely have to all. Someone needs to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
We'll,
problem
we'll
is I
have a
don't-
we'll have a starry night one of
Yeah.
these nights.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
shit. Okay, maybe that was okay. Maybe someone was like pitching ideas of like, okay, well, what is this soda? Blah blah blah, and then someone said Starry Night, and they were like, that's it.
It's like
You're fucking hired.
Van Gogh. It's like you're drinking it, and you're like, oh shit, and your like can turns into a Van Gogh painting,
Oh,
and it's like you
Oh,
live in Van
man.
Gogh's mind now.
it's so good, but also so bad. Like that, just the idea of a company using that as like
Okay.
their branding, but also
Oh.
that's good.
Ian's onto something.
Van Gogh did the melted clock one, right?
No, that's
It's,
Dolly.
Dolly.
I don't give a shit. All right, picture this. Pan into a high school classroom.
Uh-huh.
Teachers going like wah, 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 wah. Kids are
Okay,
staring
Charlie
up.
Brown.
Kids are staring up at the clock, waiting, and then you hear like a ka-ch. Kid turns, girl like drinks it, and then they both look at the clock and it melts off the wall.
Ooh, nice. And then they both lose their ear.
Yeah.
So there's some sort of like psychedelic after effects to
Yeah.
drinking this.
And the doors disappear from the classroom.
Yeah.
They can't escape.
The secret third ingredient is psilocybin.
Yes. Well, you know, I think we've cracked this case. Who owns Star? Is it Sprite? No,
Pepsi.
Pepsi, hire us. I think we got this.
Yeah.
Oh, a little pissed that they didn't send us like a demo or like a promotional.
This is kind of the premier carbonated drink podcast within a podcast.
Yes.
It's a little insulting,
Yeah.
quite honestly. Not even a press
Seriously.
release.
I just realized that it's owned by, obviously, Starry's owned by Pepsi, and it's lemon lime, so it's like yellow colored. So it's piss colored. So how about this? Piss pea.
Do you really have to?
Well, that is kind of close to the now defunct lemon lime soda, Mellow Yellow. I'm sure you remember that
Was
one.
that was also a Pepsi brand, right?
Oh, really?
I think so.
God, Pepsi can't fucking break into the lemon lime soda market.
Dude, the Sprite stranglehold on America's consciousness is too strong.
Well, I mean, sometimes I remember those commercials that played before movies where it was like a famous like athlete, and they're like,
Mhm.
"I love Sprite," and then their
Yeah.
like head explodes and Sprite comes
Yeah.
out of it. I'm like, what is this trying to communicate as a consumer, that you drink Sprite and your body like becomes it, and you can like dunk like LeBron or whatever? I don't know.
Oh, I was wrong. It's a Coca-Cola product, but it was meant to compete with PepsiCo's Mountain Dew.
Oh.
Okay, so it was more on the Mountain Dew side.
Do you think they discontinued Sierra Mist because Sierras are also mountain, and Mountain Dew kind of takes up the mountain market of the cola?
Mountain Market.
There can only be one.
People can only hold one mountain themed soft drink in their head at a
Yes.
time.
But there can still be two lemon lime themed.
Yes. Well, apparently there can't, is I think what we're learning.
Yeah, right.
Well, that was a very again, PepsiCo, call us. We're always there for you. I choose you. But let's move on to the meat of the show. Meat's back on the menu, boys, because we're moving on to the main section of the show on I Choose You, where each week we randomly select a new Pokemon to cook and consume. And we convene together with these great recipes in our head.
A meeting of the minds.
Yeah, this is like fucking Mensa or something.
The nation's best
Yes,
minds.
you need a very high IQ
Oh.
to cook and eat Pokemon. And so this week we're cooking and eating Clawitzer. It's a shrimp with a gun.
Here's one thing that I was thinking about when we pulled it the other week is in my mind it was always Clawitzer, like the W was a V, but I don't know why
the
that
Werner
is.
Herzog.
Yeah.
I mean, like for some reason it just read German to me, like this shrimp with a gun.
Yeah.
I mean, howitzer is a German thing, right? Is
Yes.
that,
Oh,
yeah.
but so then is it pronounced Witzer? Howitzer?
I think it's
Traditionally, maybe.
Yeah, I understand it's pronounced as howitzer.
Okay.
But I didn't research howitzers before this, so I'm not 100% on that.
Mm-hmm.
They're less of a gun, more of a cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shrimp gun now. You're telling me a shrimp fried this gun? Okay. Any other shrimp memes we need to get off our chest?
There was that shrimp in the box of Golden Grams.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
that one?
Yeah, that shrimp guy.
Oh,
Imagine
yes.
if you found a shrimp and a gun in your box of Golden Grams. That'd be a crazy day, huh? And it definitely wouldn't be fake.
Yeah, it definitely wouldn't be fake if you found a gun in your cereal box.
Jesus.
But who won last week? I don't even remember.
I did.
Oh, you know what?
did.
I'm reading this right now, and it's based on a pistol shrimp, which is why it has a gun.
Yes.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Very funny. Good job, Pokemon Company. Ben, what's your Clawitzer recipe?
So my Clawitzer recipe is gonna emphasize less on the meat of the Pokemon and more on the gun of the Pokemon.
As it should, really.
I wish every animal could be divided into the meat and the gun elements.
You either live by the meat or die by the meat. So I was interested in how it works, the gun part. And on the Bulbapedia page it says Clawitzer's massive claw can suck up water and launch compressed cannonballs capable of piercing tanker hulls, which sounds oddly specific again.
Well, that sounds
That's like the howitzer. That's
Yes,
the howitzer.
Right. It's like people only know this Pokemon because of its impacted world wars, I'm assuming.
Yes, World War II, the Pacific Theater. You're like in the Navy and you're swabbing the deck, and then it's like, and a giant shrimp shoots a hole in the side of the ship you're on, and it fucking sinks, and then you get eaten by sharks because this fucking Pokemon has a gun.
And so I was, interested in that physical ability to take a liquid and suck it up into its little claw and just projectile it, shoot it off into wherever you need to shoot it. So I was thinking of some way to utilize that, and where I landed on was snow cone.
Oh.
So I got to the point where I was like, ooh, let's do like a snow cone and you serve it in the claw. But then I was also thinking, wouldn't it be fun to have kind of like a, snow cone stand, and you have like a series of Clawitzers kind of like facing each other, like back to back, like along a wall, two walls
A
on
Wallitzer?
Yeah, exactly. And each Clawitzer had its own flavoring associated with the liquid it had. So you would, start it off and it like shoots off, it kind of like pinballs across your like food truck. And with each like, Clawitzer catching the ball of water and, shooting it off to the next one, it gains more flavors and syrups and whatnot. And then the last bit is that it shoots it through like some sort of glaceon or something like that freezes it, becomes snow.
You don't just have like a bucket of like liquid nitrogen that it just like goes through or whatever.
I mean, you could do that, but we live in the world of Pokemon, Jared. So I figured we could, get employ a Pokemon to help us out.
Okay, so
I'm glad you clarified the process a little bit, because I was imagining there wouldn't be any snow left in this cone after it was just blasted with flavor.
Well, it's the water gets blasted with flavor between
Right.
gun hands, and then the final part is it turns into snow, and
So-
then you serve it up in a Clawitzer claw.
So let me work through this a little bit. You have your food truck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Inside your food truck, you have two like shelves facing each other, and they each are lined with Clawitzers.
Yes.
And each Clawitzer has a different flavor profile.
Right.
And so you pour the water in one, and then it shoots a ball back and forth
Yes.
between them.
Like a pinball machine.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
And then at the end, it shoots it into an ice Pokemon.
Yeah.
And it like hits it, and it like immediately freezes
Yes.
in this perfect like sphere, and then there's like a cone it drops into.
Which is
On the
also a
bottom.
Clawitzer claw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I shoot it into my mouth?
So that's what I was thinking at first, is that would be the last step of the process. It felt a little violent to me, and I don't want any lawsuits on my hands. So
Clawitzer.
I don't want to break the law with her.
Yeah.
But
yes.
the final component of this, and I'll circle back to your question, Ian, after I finish this, is that they're going to be adult snow cones, meaning that they'll have alcohol in them.
Oh, I
So-
thought you meant that they looked like dicks.
So, no.
It's adult themed.
Your reading of it is totally up to you and what your dirty mind wants to see. But no, we're going to be using some white Clawitzer to
Oh,
make our snow cones
Excellent.
just that much more alcoholic and
Uh-huh.
enjoyable.
Nice. Ian, you had a question. Let's answer it.
More of a comment than a question.
Fuck. If this was the I Choose You Q&A, we would get our hired goons to throw you out.
You mean your hired Clawitzers?
Yes. We just shoot you.
cannon blasted.
I don't know why this came to mind. Maybe because we were talking about like lemon lime themed beverages, but the two Clawitzers kind of like shooting back and forth at each other remind me of do you guys remember that comic of like the two dudes with the really pointy snouts, and there's like a one that was white and one that was black, and they like
Spy versus Spy.
exactly
Oh, yes.
So do you hope that these Clawitzers have like round bombs that they keep trying to throw at each other and they keep
they have-
missing?
and passionate gay sex.
Yeah. That's the key component that's really missing.
The last time I saw like a spy versus spy thing was like
They were
some sort of like Tumblr. Yeah.
This is my hot spy X spy.
I mean, you
Fan
know what?
art.
I feel like that's a pretty easy ship, honestly. I mean, there's only two of them.
Friends
they
to
have
enemies.
a lot of
Or,
sexual
no,
chemistry.
enemies to friends. To
Exactly,
lovers.
exactly. Yeah.
Too easy, Tumblr. Come on.
Yeah.
They did exist for like a Sprite ad, right? Or a Sierra Mist, like one of those.
Well,
They
it's an
existed
old-
for some advertisement for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it was originally published in Mad Magazine,
Mm.
and I think those characters were used maybe for advertising at another point.
Mm.
But I'm no Alfred E. Newman, which is the character that's on Mad Magazine, so I can't tell you
Mm.
all of this information.
Mountain Dew.
Oh,
There you go.
Interesting comment. But I was also going to share. I have, obviously when you go to a snow cone stand, there's a multitude of different flavors,
Uh-huh.
and in this elaborate setup, each Clawitzer would have its own, flavor and whatnot, its own role to play. But I figured that they would be nice to have like a signature Clawitzer, flavor that you could order.
Mm-hmm.
So in this one, you would have, these would be all the flavorings and liquids that would, go into the process. But some blue raspberry vodka,
Okay.
some coconut rum,
Nice.
some lemon White Claw to give it like a lemony vibe at the end.
Man, this
Some,
is really boozy.
a blue Caracal and some blue Gatorade.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
just blue Gatorade at the end for color.
Yeah.
and flavor.
Yeah, we want this. Just want that little salt, that pinch of salt kind of
And
situation at the end.
so instead of like the tiger's blood flavor that you get at snow cone stands, this is shrimp's blood.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Well, the blood of like crustaceans is blue. Am I making this up?
I feel like you're not.
Is that why crabs and lobsters are kind of blue?
I think so. But
When you
this
boil
might
it,
be
they turn orange.
this might be a lie someone told me once that I believed as a child.
Just keep perpetuating it. That's fine.
Absolutely, yes. Crustaceans' blood are blues, and that's yeah, and that's why lobsters can live forever. Yes, Ian.
More of a question than a comment.
God, thank God.
Not saying I'm not going to vote for Ben, but I wanted to poll the room. Where are we at on snow cones? Because I really just don't see the appeal.
I haven't had one since Hawaii. It's only good, I think, in warm
Hawaii?
weather. It's only good in Hawaii.
The last time
But
I
that's
had
like
a
shave
snow,
ice.
a snow cone was when I visited my brother when he lived in Memphis in 2015. And I enjoyed it when I ate it, but I don't have any personal like connection to it. Like,
It really
mean,
is
but
just
if
like
it was-
cold sugar. So
yeah, but if it was like as fucking like roasting as Ben is, where you like eat it and you like wake up in Vegas and you don't have any pants on kind of
Well,
situation.
okay. In favor of the increased alcohol in these adult snow cones, a lot of it does melt, and you probably, like you're.
I don't think that's how
it's a
that
little
works.
bit. Well, but it's a little bit watered down. It's not like
Okay.
you're drinking all of this. It's.
That's what I say when I finish my margarita and there's ice in it. I'm like, it's a little watered down. It's okay. I can order another one.
I
yeah.
think you would be fine having one of these as a beach treat.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
Where do you
Or
stand?
like- Like I said, I just don't see because like if I'm gonna eat like a cold treat like that, I want I want the creaminess of ice cream. And I also like, I bet yours taste really good, but I feel like most snow cones I have is like really shitty, like corn syrup flavoring. That's just like one note, no complexity.
Well,
no,
these are made with
umami.
pure Clawitzer blood, so
yeah.
you're
That's
gonna fucking love it.
Yeah, they need speaking of umami, they need like savory snow cones. What would we
Gravy.
Soy sauce.
No.
Okay, I take back my comment. We don't need savory snow cones.
I don't know. I could probably
like
make this work.
It's like we're going back to the hamburger ice cream.
Yeah.
Burger ice cream.
Whopper
snow
Whopper
cone.
ice cream. Yeah, there we go. Soy sauce snow cone.
No.
They just
Snowy
put
corn.
like a piece of fish on top.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And it's like chilled. I don't know.
I mean,
Hey,
hey, actually, you know what?
It's
you
like a treat for a
offer-
seal. Okay.
Would you offer like a puppuccino, but it's called like a snow bone? Your dog.
Okay, yeah.
It's like peanut butter
Flavors.
flavored.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think it's dog safe for sure. Yeah.
I don't know if I like the process of like, because for snow cones to work, you need it in, the flavoring in a very liquidy form. I don't know if I like the like peanut butter in a liquid form.
Yeah.
No, you don't want
Um,
like you can like squirt the peanut butter like right in there.
No.
What
Not
if
for
it
me,
was-
but dogs might
Peanut
love
butter's
it.
a
I don't
tough one.
know.
Maybe you could do like dried peanut butter dissolved in water.
Yeah. But
Just
what
like
if it's
powder.
like a frozen ice cube and it's filled with peanut butter? Like you crack it open and it has a peanut
So,
buttery
so it's like
center.
a
Like those
pretzel
pretzels.
nugget. Yeah.
Yes. And you can put it in your drink or something.
I feel like, am I making it up? I feel like dogs love ice cubes. I remember like ice
Oh,
cream
no, they
falls on
do.
the floor. Yeah, dogs all over that.
Oh yeah. They love
So
it.
if peanut butter was inside, that'd be like
I mean,
That's-
they'd be all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. We've spent a lot of time on this. Let's move on to, let's say, Evan's recipe.
Glad you asked. Well, yeah, so we talked about it a little bit, but Clawitzer are based on the pistol shrimp. And right away I was like, can you cook pistol shrimp? So I searched for pistol shrimp recipes. And the first thing that comes up is a stuffed crawfish beignet, also known as a Cajun pistol.
Oh shit.
So
Nice.
we're going to Louisiana, the Bayou,
Nice.
getting some Clawitzer to put in our beignets.
Wow,
also
that sounds really
includes
good.
some some onions, some celery, garlic, salt and pepper, cheese. So cheddar cheese, Swiss cheese, or whatever cheese you like. Apparently,
Well, I don't know if that's
green
like,
onion,
I don't want to put
parsley,
like blue cheese, but continue.
a little bit of ground hot pepper.
Nice.
And then for the dough, basically it's your classic biscuit dough. To make this particular recipe is 2 cups of Bisquick, 3/4 cup of water, and some vegetable oil for frying. But basically, yeah, you get your biscuit dough all together. You get your filling, which has been previously like cooked in a pan. Get all the Clawitzer meat out of that big gun claw. And then put that in your pan, fry it up, and then spoon little bits of it into your dough and just kind of like roll it in there so it's all encased. And then you're going to drop that in a vat of very hot oil at like 400 degrees, and then there you go.
Wow.
Some
Beignet.
fucking Zydeco music in the background.
Ooh,
Oh,
yes.
hell yeah.
Yes.
I've never had anything in a beignet. They've always just been like a piece of fried dough, which
Right.
has been enjoyable. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
No, me too. I don't think I've had a stuffed beignet.
sounds
It's
pretty
like
delightful.
The only,
Like
yeah,
stuffed sopapilla kind of.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good.
The only stuffed beignet I've had was like with like a Boston cream kind of filling. It was like a sweet
Okay.
filling. It was never a
Right.
savory filling.
Yeah.
When I think of like savory beignets, it's basically like a croquette, right? It's
Yeah.
like pretty close.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I guess I mean the only beignets I've really had have just been like powdered sugar,
Yeah.
Right.
like sweet dessert kind of stuff. But man, that sounds really good.
Excellent. That does sound really good. Ian, what was you're Mr. Shrapnel this week? First of all, explain this. We
Mr.
always
Shrapnel.
forget to ask you to explain your name.
Your person.
Yeah. So what's your deal this week?
Henry Shrapnel. Actually, that's what's like Shrapnel is named after. Is that guy? Because he
got a good one.
he invented the Napoleon 12-pounder, which is not a hamburger.
Is that a grenade or something?
I like that. That's the first thing you were like. Everyone's gonna make this joke right away, so I gotta diffuse this situation.
Oh, I was also getting that confused with Neapolitan, so it's not vanilla chocolate and strawberry.
See, because when I searched Howitzer inventor, the first thing that came up was this little Google snippet from this website talking about this guy. So I was like, oh, he invented the Howitzer. But then I went to the page, which is historynet.com, and this page is called Great Guns! Exclamation point.
Okay.
Sounds like a great website.
I just want to go back that this website is called historynet.com, not history.net.
No, it's
That's
a
the
net
one.
of history.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of like, stuck myself in a corner here, but also I think I didn't know that Shrapnel was like some dude's name. I just thought that was like what it was called. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all I got. Stay with me with this recipe, because the punchline's at the end.
Oh, all right.
We're doing like a South Indian meal this week.
Okay.
I have for you the main dish is chettinad prawn masala recipe.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds
Obviously,
nice.
use the Clawitzer instead. So you need, you get your Clawitzer, you clean it, you devein it. You get some cinnamon, green cardamom, onion, tomato, mustard oil. And then for the masala part, you need curry leaves, fennel seeds, black peppercorns, cumin, chilies, coriander seed, turmeric powder, ginger, and garlic paste. So dry roast the spices, toast them just a little bit, and add a little bit of water, and then add the turmeric and the ginger, and kind of like get that going, set that aside. You heat up a large kadai, which my understanding is kind of like wok adjacent.
Mm.
Um,
Big pan.
and you put the spices in there and get those, fragrant. Throw in the chopped onion, brown that, put in the tomato, and fry that, get that going, and then you just add everything. You whip it up. I don't know what else to say. It's a masala recipe with prawns, with the claws.
With the claws?
Witzers.
Yes.
I thought I could abbreviate it, but
Yes.
clearly not. I guess I'm not on like that close of a friend of the Clawitzer.
With this recipe.
Not on a first name basis.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Now for the side, this is where the pun's coming in.
Okay.
We're gonna have some idli on the side, which is like a fluffy rice bread, almost like a pancake.
Okay.
So you take the rice and you soak it in with like dal as well, some salt, some other stuff. You kind of like blend. I'm a little confused on like I'm looking at the pictures. I'm not reading the words. I'm kind of just like really interpreting how you make this.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Man, I hope that's how you make every recipe. Is you like look at a picture of the
pretty
finished product and you're like, fuck yeah, I can put this together.
It looks
Guys,
like they blended it.
Yeah.
Tasty really changed my life. Once they got the gifts going, I was like, oh, now I
yeah.
see the steps more clearly.
Who reads?
I see you do like you basically make this batter out of the rice and the dal, and you do let it ferment for like 14 hours. And then there's like a special plate that you kind of pour them into, and they're round. Getting to the punchline, the sauce that goes on the side with these things is a sort of like, well, it's a powder that you dip them in. It's called gunpowder.
Ooh.
That's what I've been trying to say for the last 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
That was excellent.
And yeah, I'm not even gonna go into it, but the side, the shit that you dip it in is called gunpowder.
What
And
does
that's
it taste like?
the joke. Well, if you really must know, you got some chana dal, some urad dal, some sesame seeds, dry red chilies, oil, salt.
Sounds great.
I mean, it sounds delicious. I'm not.
I think it's
gonna
very
lie.
like spicy. It's in your face.
Yeah.
Really gunpowder
It's got
kind of-
attitude.
It'll blow your shit up.
Yeah. Can you like set it like when you make this recipe, you're like, here you are, it's my prawn masala with a side of gunpowder, and you like have a little like pyrotechnics, so you like light a little thing and it like sets it on fire or whatever kind of situation. Or maybe you have a little cannon that, and me and Ben were talking about this over dinner, is that shrimp gun. Like obviously Clawitzer is a shrimp with a gun, but what if we had a gun that shot shrimp?
Ooh.
Kind of situation.
Like
It
a
sounds like
t-shirt
something at Popeyes.
Yeah.
What if like at the restaurant there's like a revolver on every table, and it's like Russian roulette but for dessert. It's like you pull the trigger against your head, and if like a little flag comes out that says like yum yum time, you get your dessert. But if nothing comes out, it's like, well, check please. I guess I'm not.
Oh, I thought the rest were bullets. Okay.
The rest-
God damn it.
The rest, so it's 5 bullets and 1 free dessert.
What is this? The menu?
Yeah.
I kind of thought you were gonna say more that like it was like Russian roulette, but only one of them got the shrimp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, so there's
for a
one-
party of 6, like there's 1 shrimp in the gun, and you have to like shoot it into your mouth,
That makes
And-
sense.
and 1 person gets the lucky shrimp.
All the other ones are like, it's just like shit from like the sink trap.
They
really get
just don't
roasted.
get any food and they have to watch you eat. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, TJ.
I think this is a good idea for a restaurant. So,
No, I'm all about performance art that like punishes the audience. So this is perfect.
especially if it's food related.
I'm kind of imagining sort of like a, you know, in Glass Onion when they get are about to go to the island and what's his name? Ethan Hawke comes and like
with the-
sprays in everyone's mouth.
Yes.
It's kind of like that. Like
with the shrimp.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
Point
here's a
blank
shrimp.
shrimp blast just right in the face.
And who can throat go the shrimp?
Oh, God.
The first 5, you're immune to COVID forever, but this last one, really good shrimp.
Yes.
Best shrimp you've ever had in your life.
Well, here's what I'm saying is that shrimp gun is the wave of the future.
Okay,
So much so that it might be
part of your recipe.
yes.
Okay.
Who needs mass transit when you have shrimp gun?
Yes.
Mhm.
A gun that shoots shrimp. It doesn't shoot at shrimp, it just projectiles shrimp out of it.
Frozen, raw, fried,
Yes.
steamed. all of
It's
them.
one for each chamber. They're like
Mm.
spin it, and you're
Whoa.
like, it's like click, 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 click. And they're gonna be like not the curled shrimp, they're gonna be like the long shrimp. You know what I'm
Ooh.
saying?
Ooh.
Yes, yes.
More aerodynamic that way.
Yes.
And-
That could pierce through a tank, I'm sure.
Yes.
Right.
And you're like, and you're at the restaurant, and you're like, maybe you have a cowboy hat, and you're like doing twirling your guns around, and someone's like, my shrimp cocktail has no shrimp, and you're like, bang, 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 and it like they like fill in the glass with the shrimp cocktail, and they're like, wow.
Gee, thanks.
And someone else is like, my shrimp tempura, there's no shrimp. And then you're like, whoosh, and it like comes out and it like lands right on their bento box or whatever.
It just sounds like a vigilante called like Shrimp Man or something.
Okay, no.
Or
it's,
the shrimp.
or it's just in a regular restaurant and dual wielding shrimp pistols with rollerblades.
Yes.
So you're just like, you know, cruising through the restaurant like doing like whirls and shit like da 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 da.
What about Shrimpy Harry? And it's like, I know what you're thinking.
Oh.
Did I eat 5 or did I eat 6?
I love it when Shrimpy Harry kills his version of the Zodiac guy by shooting him with full of shrimp.
Yes.
And he doesn't die because of like penetration or anything, but it's because he's allergic to shellfish.
Ted Cruz didn't stand a chance.
This is a 45 caliber shrimp, and it's like you're stuffing a jumbo down that.
Long range.
So
all I have to say is I'm glad that I'm bulletproof this episode.
yes, Ben, you're a real 50 Cent over here. You're bullet.
Right, exactly.
He couldn't be taken down by any old shrimp gun, but I'm going to tell you a little story. Here in the good old US of A, we've got a little holiday called Independence Day. That's right. On the 4th of July, you might be asking yourself, "Ooh-wee, how do I celebrate?" And you know,
well, it's your God-given right as an American to buy as many shrimp guns as possible.
Oh, better fucking believe it. But you know what? That's not the only thing I like on the 4th of July. Yeah, bang, 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 all that shit. But look, we need more fireworks on the 4th of July. And that's why we are cooking up some firecracker shrimp.
Nice.
Ooh, yes.
Out of your shrimp gun and go on. They will be ejaculated from your shrimp gun on into a delicious, celebratory, and patriotic meal. So you might be asking yourself, what is firecracker shrimp? And the answer is basically it's a spicy shrimp recipe.
It's a spicy.
Yes. So you get shrimp. You're gonna have black pepper, some cornstarch, some oil, chili garlic sauce, lemon juice, honey, lemon zest, sriracha, ginger, and garlic salt. And you're gonna basically sear them up in that manner. But here's where it really comes together. Is you're gonna get your shrimp, and you're gonna get a variety of like fried rice and vegetables.
Sure.
And what you're gonna do is at your restaurant, your very patriotic shrimp-based restaurant, is you're gonna like have a plate set out, and it has like fried rice and other like accoutrement, crudité elements on it, and they like form like what you would expect from like the explosions out of fireworks. And what you do is with your shrimp gun and your firecracker shrimp, you go in and you like bang, 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 and you hit the targets, and the shrimp becomes the center of the firework, exploding out flavor around on the plate. And it's like a display on your plate that represents the independence of America.
Okay. So wait. So what? So it like makes a little rice ball thing that then explodes.
Yes.
And the shrimp is in the middle. The shrimp is intact.
Well, created a rice ball mortar, basically.
Yeah, but think of it as like the rice ball is like on your plate, and you shoot it with the shrimp gun, and it explodes into a beautiful firework display on your plate.
Got you. Okay.
And you do this with a variety of different flavors and like elements that you want to supplement on your plate.
Okay. And the shrimp in this case is the body of the Clawitzer.
Yes, and it's the firecracker shrimp. Yes,
gotcha.
Fire Clawitzer shrimp.
Damn.
Would say you like went to go see like 4th of July fireworks show, and you were like in the bleachers of your high school watching the shrimp fireworks. What are the chances that like shrimp shells are gonna like get in your eyes?
Oh, shrapnel, if you will.
Shrimpnel.
Shrapnel.
So I would say, look, it depends on how the wind's blowing. Because when me and Ben went to a New Year's celebration, the wind turned a little bit, and the fireworks, like the debris from the fireworks, started like falling on us, which can be a little disconcerting. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's cooked enough that you don't have to worry about it. Yes, Ian.
How would the plot of Mulan have changed if the fireworks were shrimp instead?
Damn it.
Let's get down to business.
I think the movie would have concluded sooner because they're like, oh shit, some delicious shrimp, and they put aside all their problems.
So it's like that meme of like the two books, and it's like Mulan, a really thick book, and then it's like Mulan if
the fireworks
Mulan
were
had
shrimp.
a shrimp gun.
Yes,
is the short book.
Well, I think every story could be condensed with the shrimp gun.
I'll make a shrimp out of you.
Ooh, yes.
That sounds a little much more threatening.
Kind of does.
Anyway, that's my recipe.
I love it.
I like it outside of the overtly patriotic themes, but the concept I enjoy.
It's really my concept album of my restaurant.
I'm also kind of imagining, so we talked about putting it like a kind of revolver situation, handgun, but the way that Clawitzer holds its gun is like it's kind of like
it's a cannon,
right? It's like a hand cannon.
Yes.
Like the hand is. Would your shrimp gun be in the style of the Clawitzer, like wearing it on your hand, or would it be like trigger gun?
Well, I think we have an arsenal. If you will. So obviously we have the 6-shooter for a more rootin' tootin' cowboy shooting kind of experience. But if you want to just like blow people away, you can get the arm cannon, and that one is like it has like 30 shrimp in it, and it just like fucking goes.
Big parties.
Yes, exactly. That's for like wedding guests kind of situation.
I didn't think about this, but really looks like Mega Man.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh.
It even has the blue coloring.
Yeah.
Or maybe like it's like a Samus shrimp.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Metroid shrimp.
Yeah. I kind of like that.
Do you guys like? I always thought that having a gun as an arm and you can't change it to anything else seems kind of hard.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on your line of work, because Samus seems like real cutout.
Right.
Like,
That's true.
that seems like a best case scenario.
The first game that no one played was no hand cannon.
Yes.
The whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Gee, I wish I had a hand cannon.
Yeah, I wish my arm was a gun. That's like Metroid -1, where it's like the prequel's prequel. But yeah, we could get a Metroid gun, fill it with shrimp. You're like, kabang, and that's how you get like large party orders.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
All right, let's review our recipes. From Ben, we have white Clawitzer snow cones. From Evan, we have pistol shrimp beignets with Clawitzer. From Ian, we have prawn masala with gunpowder dipping made with Clawitzer. And from me, we have firecracker Clawitzer for a 4th of July celebration. So I want everyone to vote, and I think Evan will determine the winner this week.
Ooh, it's a tough one because it's a 4-way tie.
Oh, really?
Holy shit! Yes,
A real standoff right here.
Yeah. What? So if a Mexican standoff is 3 people, what's it with 4 people?
A shrimp.
A shrimp standoff. Shrimp off.
It's like the shrimp and the shrimply. You know.
You really worked hard on that one.
shrimp.
Look, you can replace any title with shrimp, and it becomes better.
Instantly funny.
Shrimp Father. That's the Godfather.
Home Alone 2, Shrimp in New York.
Shrimp Fellas.
I would watch that movie. That sounds like a great movie.
How about Fast and Furious Tokyo Shrimp?
It's pretty good.
That's a good one.
Lord of the Rings, fellow shrimp of the
Nice.
rings.
There it is.
Avatar 2, Way of the Shrimp.
Yeah, I mean there are shrimp in that movie. They don't eat
That's
any.
true.
God, fucking James Cameron, you could make $3 billion if Avatar 2 had a shrimp gun in it.
Yeah.
They have a crab mech. Why couldn't they have a fucking shrimp gun? Come on.
Hey, next movie. There's still 3 more movies to prove this out, Jeremy.
Yes. Okay. Well, all I'm saying, Big Jimmy, if I may, put a shrimp gun in Avatar 3 or 4, and that's a guaranteed $3 billion.
Oh, the shrimp bearer.
Yes.
Shrimp bearer.
Oh, Avatar 3, the shrimp bearer.
And it's just one of the Navi with a shrimp gun, and they're just bearing shrimp all over the place.
They give teenage Sigourney Weaver a shrimp gun, and that's how she that's how she fucking roasts everybody.
And the people have to collect shrimptanium or whatever.
Yes.
Case closed.
All right.
Case
Yep.
closed.
This recipe, this episode, funny. Are really not sick of this. They're still.
Ian's like, I left D&D for this.
Ian, in your next D&D campaign, can there be like a shrimp-based wizard?
Ooh, a shrimp wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see what I could do there. A little homebrew.
On humanoid
Yeah.
District 9
Yeah.
sort of
Oh.
situation.
Oh, but instead of like a cockroach, is a shrimp.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hey, we can make this work. You know what else works? Everyone's favorite segment of the show. That's right. It's time for Whale Lord's Mail Horde,
It
where
works.
we read your email sent into ichoosepod@gmail.com. That's ICHEWSPOD@gmail.com. We have 2 emails this week. Evan, can you read an email from Mike?
Mike says, "Hello, Evan, specifically, and everybody else too. Happy Chew Year, boys. We made it. Had this quick idea for barbacoa cooked as the meal of the 7 fishes, but each dish is a piece of the hive mind cooked a different way. Now for the main course. I'd like to take you on a little journey for my recipe this week. Imagine you're at a party at the beach. Imagine that everyone has matching towels. How silly would that be? Now,
Impossible.
at this party, you and your friends venture under a dock. Imagine under that dock you find a Glock, but it wasn't a Glock. It was a Glock lobster.
Oh, all
There it
right,
is.
all right.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
With that out of the way, we now have a Glock lobster to cook. That's pretty good. There seems to be some divide in the lobster eating community about whether tails or claws are the more tastier. What are your thoughts?
My thought is, I guess lobster tail. Like when I have
I've
lobster,
had claws.
I feel like when I like eat a lobster roll, that's usually like the tail.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that.
Obviously, for Clawitzer, we're going to use that big, meaty claw, and also
How has
the
no
tail.
one said that yet?
Fuck. Well, Mike's getting all of it. Glock lobster was pretty damn good. We're gathered here on a tropical island together. That's right, all of us having a mid-January beach getaway. We're
Nice.
living on island time now, boys.
Oh yeah.
For our getaway, I'm bringing some Glock lobster garlic and butter grilled Clawitzer tacos. Let's begin.
Yes.
First, get a
sounds good.
big ass pot of water and put it on the fire. Clawitzer is over 4 feet long. Once that's boiling, put in your noise canceling headphones. Toss your still living Clawitzers into boiling water and ignore the panic and crying out in distress. The trick is to make sure we undercook the meat in the pot. Now, deshell your Clawitzer claw, parentheses, big meaty claw, and tail. We're going to melt some butter, throw in the correct amount of garlic. You know what I mean, winking emoji. Lime juice, chopped serrano peppers, some seasonings such as cilantro, cumin, paprika, coriander, salt, and pepper. We're going to mix that up in the melted butter and slather that all over our Clawitzer meat. Throw that on a hot grill for about 10 minutes, flipping occasionally and reapplying the buttery mix. While that's going, we're going to make some slaw to garnish these tacos using cabbage, carrots, and radish chopped up, tossed up lime juice, and some crema.
Okay, excuse me.
Yeah.
Slawitzer.
Oh, good.
Damn it.
This episode is funny. Yeah. We can make a batch of spicier slaw with some of those serrano peppers too. Lay out your tortillas, slap down the Clawitzer meat, top with slaw, drizzle some crema on top. There you have my Glock lobster, garlic and butter, grilled Clawitzer tacos. Make sure you
Nice.
wear mineral sunscreen and bring your floppy hat. Just another day in paradise, Mike.
Nice.
Ian.
All right. Hit movie, Shrimp Fiction. Guy wearing a shrimp suit.
Mm.
Nice. Got him. That one's good.
It's just like a mascot suit of a shrimp, though.
Yeah.
But with lots of zippers all over.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
All right, Ian. I've heard that there's an email from Edward.
Before you read that,
Oh.
I'm going to take this opportunity to eat one of these Cadbury roses
Oh.
that we got from Pokemania Chris.
I
wanted to
really
keep,
wanted to try those.
and you won't be
Yeah.
able to. Well,
I
actually,
eat all of them right there in front of me.
Yeah, we're good.
Just
there's
just
actually
send
a
some
lot
our
of different
way.
flavors.
I've heard there's a vanilla nougat flavor. Which one is that?
There's a vanilla nougat. There's a hazelnut cream crisp, which actually sounds really good. Peppermint cream crunch, classic milk, Caramel Deluxe, Turkish Delight.
I wish every time I went to a
wanna try
store.
the Turkish Delight one. Maybe I'll enter some sort of Narnia.
Well, here's the secret about Turkish Delight. It tastes like shit.
Well, I'll be the judge of that, Jeremy.
Let's see. What's this one? I think this one is also Turkish Delight. So we're gonna both go with it.
I'm a little bit disappointed they're not like
No,
shaped
this is
like
the vanilla.
roses. This one's just like a trapezoid. It's kind of like a pyramid, actually.
All right, Ben.
Cheers.
Are you
Claim.
Turkish delighting? Cheers.
I have the
together?
vanilla. I have the vanilla flavor.
Okay. How Turkishly delighted are you?
It's like jam or something in there.
Yeah, that's
Vanilla's pretty good.
I'm mezzo on the Turkish Delight.
You wouldn't sell out your family for that chocolate.
I really wouldn't. This is so not worth it. Interesting flavor though. Anyway, Ed's email.
Shrimp Word writes, Daniel, we can't keep doing this. Subject line. Hello to all those out there in Choose Land. Whether you're hearing this first because you're recording the episode, hearing it on Tuesday, or hearing it years from now after Reggie comes on an episode.
Oh shit, we got to get Reggie on this
Yeah,
show.
we do.
I mean, he listens every week, so
Yeah,
just slide into that email and just Reggie.
slide into our DMs.
Obviously, my first thought when I saw this Pokemon is about Shrimp Heaven, which needs to happen now.
What is shrimp heaven?
Oh.
Well, so in an episode of My Brother and Me, someone wrote in and said they heard a child at a restaurant scream for Shrimp Heaven now.
Jeremy, I believe it was a farmer's market.
Okay, sorry.
At a farmer's market?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a
It kind of-
classic.
It kind of also sounds like a Red Lobster like deal.
Yeah.
Like shrimp heaven, baby. Just
Oh,
keep
you
it
can
coming.
eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I mean,
remember-
at Shrimp Heaven, like you get like new shrimp gun. It's like a Gatling gun, and they start like, and it like just keeps going into your mouth.
That would be heaven.
Well, when you get to heaven, there are 72 shrimp.
Waiting for you.
Didn't expect that.
72. Yeah.
Clawitzer is a Pokemon based off of a gun, which I learned last week on the episode, and a mantis shrimp. It's like if you gave a mantis shrimp a gun, or turned its claw into a gun.
You don't say.
We should, yeah, I'm surprised we haven't talked about guns yet on this show. We should not give mantis shrimp guns, though. Their punches move incredibly fast. Researchers at Harvard tried to recreate a mantis shrimp's punch force with a robot, and here's a small summary of the result. Quote, the researchers mimicked this process in a 1.5 gram shrimp scale robot.
Just a little shrimp.
Well, see, you guys, we were all like, oh yeah, it's not. We just put shrimp in front of everything, but fucking researchers are like, here's my shrimp bot.
While the robot didn't reach the speed of a mantis shrimp strike, its speed clocked in at 26 meters per second in air, with an acceleration equivalent to a car reaching 58 miles per hour in 4 milliseconds.
That's a pretty
Holy
fast shrimp
crap.
bot.
Yet,
Comes as no surprise that Clawitzer can and does use the force of their water cannons to propel themselves at 60 knots. That's the Alpha Sapphire flavor text. 60 knots is 69 miles per hour. Nice.
Nice.
Or roughly 111 kilometers per hour. The Ultra Moon flavor text states that, quote, its right arm is packed with meat.
Just packed.
He's
Yeah,
back.
we packed this fucker. There's two different ways to go here, so I'm going to go with the food route.
God damn it.
Let's shuck this fucker. I sometimes go back and forth between using the whole hog as we should, and sometimes going to be incredibly wasteful with the Mon. Here we're not being super wasteful because the claw is most of the Mon, but we're going to snap that claw off the body and toss the body to sleep with the Carvana. Now that the claw's off, let's open it at the hinge of the claw and get the meat out. We're going to shred up the meat inside. We'll also need a significant amount of also shredded up vegetables. Red and green cabbage, carrots, radish. Add some salt, pepper, and apple cider vinegar. Toss the dries until they're well mixed in a large bowl together. Add the Clawitzer meat along with the apple cider vinegar and some Dijon mustard, if you're into that.
I fucking am.
And in the end, we have a delicious Clawitzer.
Yes.
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 Excellent.
Enjoy as a side to your favorite meal. Smiley face. Ed. And then in parentheses, I am not proofreading this. I know it's nearly incomprehensible in terms of flow. You're absolutely correct. I fixed a lot of words on the fly. You're welcome.
I see.
And then Ed responded to their own email saying, I showed a picture of Clawitzer to my fiance, and they said, quote, that Pokemon for real needs to be in a crayfish boil, end quote. Quote, big meaty claws, end quote. And quote, I kind of vibe with that, Mon. After I talked about how it's like giving a mantis shrimp a gun.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Got to catch on that one.
Yeah, gotta catch
Excellent.
them all. I mean, this Pokemon's bussin' for real, for real.
God damn it. All right.
All right, let's move on to the segment of the show where we pick next week's Pokemon. I like to call it Pick-a-mon. Evan, can you randomly generate a number between 650 and 721?
I can indeed. Next week is 713.
713. We already did it, so
Oh.
I'll need another one.
Ooh.
How about 706?
706 is. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. We already did it.
What?
I feel like I know that someone, people in the Discord were saying that this generation is actually the smallest
Yes.
of them. So
Mhm.
we might just
But-
have to,
but-
at a certain
but-
point, scoop up some leftovers.
Yes, but 706 is one away from 707, which we haven't done, and would be pretty funny. Would
What's
you accept?
707?
I mean, this episode's been pretty funny.
Yes.
So
707 is Klefki, the key Pokemon.
Ah,
Ooh, let's do it.
Let's eat some
do it.
keys.
It's like
Had
that.
to.
It's
Had
like,
to do it.
It's like that children's book about that kid that ate keys. You know what I'm talking
What?
about?
Nope.
Okay.
It's like I read it as a small child, and it's about like a
Jeremy,
what?
Save it for, you gotta save it for next week. We need
Okay,
this
well-
prime key
Well, no, because then next week there's gonna be like there's gonna be like a Wikipedia page for this children's book that supposedly was read as a kid. It's like Jeremy's gonna find a way to fucking astroturf it. Mandela effect this book to life.
Everything we talk about is a lie,
Exactly.
except for shrimp gun.
Especially not the shrimp gun.
Oh,
Man,
fuck
I'm-
yeah.
The way I usually come up with my like puns and jokes is like the word just exists in my head like over and over and over and like I'm trying to like piece like my eyes roll back into my head mentat style like I'm just hearing the word shrimp over. I'm like, shrimp word. Shrimp keys. Shrimp like any word you guys say. Shrimp is like it's like trying to like put the two DNA like T's and G's together or whatever. See what
Pun generator is.
and it's not happening, and that's why I know this episode is a real shrimp.
Some might say it's a piece of shrimp, but I
God damn it. Fuck.
What's that? Well, as they say, shrimping ain't easy.
You've said that many times actually on this
true.
on the 4 years that we've done this show.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't easy being shrimp.
Yeah. Shrimp
Yeah.
has many layers. Like an ogre.
You know what? Just get us the fuck out of here.
Has
Jeremy.
Okay.
two, Jeremy.
We'll start ending the show by doing the plug segment. Ben, tell us where we can find you and your stuff on the internet.
You can find my shrimp on
Look at all my shrimp.
thefearandnow.tumblr.com, which is where I'm the most active on the internet. Or you can follow me on Twitter at Ben C. Montoya, but I might not see it.
Okay. Ian.
Check out my album. It's called After Dark. It's by Zoltan and the Fortune Tellers. If you go to of course we're on Spotify and iTunes, but if you go to Bandcamp, you can buy the album and have it forever.
Get your own shrimp.
Get your own shrimp. But also, there is a clean edit of Rasputin's Shrimp. I had never listened to the clean edit. Like Zoltan was like, "Yeah, I made this," and I was like, "Oh, cool." Funnier than the original. Didn't think
Oh,
it
it's
could be
so
done.
much better. It's so
Really?
much better.
Every time he says the word shrimp, it ggets blocked out with a different hilarious like sound, like a slide whistle or a cat meowing. Or, just gotta do yourself a favor. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
After Dark, Zoltan and the Fortune Tellers.
Evan.
You can find me on Twitter at _Van Aubrey or Tumblr at EEEEVan.
Excellent. You can find me on Twitter at VelocityPrime1. You can find me on Tumblr at VelocityPrime no one. And you can follow my writings at the-avocado.org. Jeremy Zielik, that's the-avocado.org. And yeah, I think that wraps it up for the show. So let me tell you about it. This has been I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and shrimp and Pokemon. You can find us on your favorite podcasting app, including Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, or podcast catcher of choice. If you like our show, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to help us go up the ranks. If you want more I Choose You goodness, may I suggest following us on our social media platforms, I Choose Pod on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. If you want to be a part of the I Choose You community, I suggest joining the I Choose You Discord. A link is available in the episode description. And once you're there, you can be like, oh shit, they've been doing the show for 4 years. That's nuts. And join in the conversation and
join and be like, who are all these shrimp?
Yeah. Maybe we should change our users to like shrimps.
Guys, I this just in, we're #1 on Shrimpify.
Yes, finally, #1 shrimp podcast. Waiting for this one.
What's the next thing? Oh, it's the website. Make sure to go to our official website, ichooseyou.menu, as a full episode archive and a merch store, all designed by one Evan Aubrey. That's ichooseyou.menu. That wraps it up for the show. So, for I Choose You, I've been your host and Alton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zielik.
I've been your shrimp on the show, Ben Montoya.
I've been Ian Davis, the shrimp biscuit of the show.
And Shrimp and Aubrey.
Nice.
And so all the shrimp out there in Radio Land in a while, Totodile.
We suck.